What is going on? I freaking dropped my glasses. What is going on, guys? I am back, and welcome back to the OST review series, where today we're going to be doing Roblox Jailbreak. Now, I haven't really done a Roblox game before on the OS. Alright, I'm sorry. I know you can't. Hurt my nose too, bruh. But anyways, today we're going to be doing another OST review series video. It's been a little while. I haven't done the OST review series in a couple of days because I've been working on a lot of other content. But today we're doing, oh my, you know what? Freaking forget it. If you've played Roblox before, you kind of know the way that it is. If you don't, Roblox is basically a very, very big website where you can, people can create their own games, you know what I'm saying? So, Roblox is like one big game where people create their own games and everybody can go and play those games. One of the biggest games on Roblox is Jailbreak, is what the name of the game is, and what in Jailbreak, I mean, the OST definitely represents the game Jailbreak very, very heavily. Like, rob people, you rob stores. If you are a criminal, you go and you rob stores, take the stuff that you robbed from those stores, and you go and you get the money for the stuff that you robbed, you know what I'm saying? As a criminal, as a police officer, you go and you gotta stop the criminals. So the OST, just so you get a little basis of what the OST might be a little bit like, what it might sound like, what it's trying to represent, you get what I'm saying? But that's all I really got to say for the intro of this video. If you like the video, make sure to like, and if you dislike, make sure to dislike, and let's get right into Jailbreak. Now, the first thing that I do definitely want to say about this OST, every single song in this OST, it's a very short OST, only like 8 songs, I'm pretty sure, maybe a couple of more that I missed, but I will say pretty much every single song in this OST has the same purpose, has a similar purpose, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these songs represent the robberies, you know, you don't really hear the OST going, you don't hear any music based off of the game. You can have your own playlist in the game, but you don't hear any of the music based off of the game when you're just in the overworld, when you're just in the city, when you're just in the desert of the game, when you're just in a normal area just driving around, or just walking around, whatever, without robbing anything. When you're just going around the area, going around the big map of the game, there's no music. But when you are robbing something as a criminal, that's usually where the OST is going, and that's where a lot of the songs shine, you know what I'm saying? That's where all the songs, they actually appear when you're actually able to listen to the OST that the game has created itself, and that's what a lot of these songs are meant to represent, is that criminal environment, that environment of, just like, say an example, going into a bank, right? Imagine yourself right now, right? You're going into a bank, you're going to rob the bank, right? A lot of these songs start off very, very, like, more kind of relaxed, right? More relaxed than it does in the later parts of the songs. The songs slowly build up and get way, way more intense. I'm telling you, every single song is pretty much like this because they're all representing the same exact thing, robbing something, which is usually where, I mean, as a cop, you know, there's some kind of areas where the OST shines, but it's mostly as a criminal. So it's like you going into a bank, right? You feel you're like a little bit scared. You got like the bag, right? You're holding the bag right now with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going into the bank right now. Imagine real life. You're walking in. You are robbing a bank. You're going in with the bag, and you're going over trying to find stuff that you can steal, finding stuff that you can take from inside of this bank, right? And as time goes on, it gets more and more intense because you're afraid the cops are gonna come. You're afraid that something's gonna happen, you know, you're gonna jack up, you're not gonna get the right stuff, something jacked up might happen, you know, paranoid thoughts if you're robbing a bank. So it slowly gets more and more intense and just builds up, and then you're just collecting stuff, then you've collected enough stuff and it's time to leave, it's time to get out. You don't want to get caught by the cops when you get up out the bank, when you leave the place. When you leave, you don't want to get arrested. You don't want to go to jail going over and trying to steal this stuff. That is what these songs feel like. That is what these songs encompass, in the intense environment of robbing a bank. Robbing something is what these songs encompass. Pretty much every single one. Though every song, it's like different variations of that same exact feel, you know what I'm saying? So like, say the museum starts off like robbing the museum. There's a museum in the game that you can rob. Going into the museum and going to rob that museum, you know, you're going through the area. It starts off very, very silent, very calm. Of course, going into a bank or going into a museum robbing something, you're not calm, but you're more calm usually, I would think, than if you're going and you're like running out hoping you don't get caught by the cops, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of what these songs encompass. Going into the museum, it's very calm at first. Then you go, and as time goes on, it starts to get more and more intense, and then it gets super, super intense until you get out and you drive away, right? Going into the bank is the same exact thing, but it's just a different song. These are all different songs in this OST that sound very, very similar because they're supposed to be doing the same exact thing. They're supposed to be representing the same thing of going in, robbing something, even as the cops, you know, with the bank truck music, I think, making money from the bank truck, so it's kind of like every single time you're going to do something in order to get money, you know. And as a criminal, I think a lot more of the robberies are represented in this OST. There's more robbery songs. In terms of cop songs, I mean, I know there's the bank truck song, and also like with the cargo ship, you can be a cop and rob stuff, but You know, that's it's just very intense, you know what I'm saying? All these songs represent the intensity of going in and trying to get money illegally. And the criminals are much more strongly represented within this soundtrack, just because that's like the more intense role of the game. That's like more of what the game is trying to push. As you can see, even by like the cover right here that I'm showing you, Live the Life of a Criminal. This is the cover of the game. And being a criminal is very, very popularized in Jailbreak itself. And I think the soundtrack definitely represents that perfectly. But not a very, very complicated description, but that's kind of what it is, you know. I think I gave like a good like input as to how the game is with its soundtrack. So anyways, now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing my highlighted pieces for the soundtrack. Pieces within the soundtrack are the museum, and they're also going to be the bank truck. Now the museum's the first one. I really like the museum. You know, it always stands out because I think with the museum music, that's one of the things you can rob. You can rob either the bank or the jewelry store, the museum, the power plant, or the cargo ship, and I think other stores as well that don't really have music for themselves. But you know, robbing the museum specifically, it's my favorite robbery in the game. I would say this song is very diverse in the sense that like it starts off very quietly, but then when it gets intense, it gets very intense. So it's like it has a very wide, broad range of like sound to it, you know what I'm saying? It starts off very quiet, like very chill, then it gets very loud, and I think that that's really just cool. I think that's clever. I think it makes the robbery itself stand out for the museum. I think it does very good justice for the museum, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that it's honestly as simple as that. I just like the way it sounds, you know, how like it's so quiet to the point where you can just like chill, you know, and just relax. But then it's like you can also just immediately go into a super intense situation with this kind of song. So it's not like, again, it's not super complicated what my description of it is. But this game's OST is fairly like basic. I mean, I'm keeping it real. It's just so big on like going in, robbing something, and then freaking going out and getting the money from it. That's what a lot of these songs are just. It's literally as simple as that. And what I think the bank truck music did really well was making that intense environment for the game. Like, you know, of course, when you're robbing the bank truck, though, you're usually a cop. Usually when you're going to do the bank truck and you're going to get money through the bank truck, a good job of like representing what the songs are supposed to represent within the soundtrack. So like making that intense environment, that intense going and getting money, you know, and it could be illegally, but if you're a cop, it's not. If you're a criminal, it is, right? Going to get that money and doing all that stuff, the same exact sound that I've already spoken on, but it also makes it very catchy. The song is like, it's something that I would just listen to it because it sounds good. Sometimes it doesn't even got to be all that complicated. If it just resonates with my ears, the way that it just sounds good to me. Something that I would listen to, something that, you know, it feels like something that I could listen to in a specific environment because it sounds good. This song does it well. I think it just makes like, you know, it brings out the message of what the game is trying to bring out with the soundtrack, while also being very catchy, also being very just hype and upbeat, and you just want to listen to it. It sounds good, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I really got to say about that track. But anyways, that's all I really got to say for this OST review today, man. If you liked the video, make sure to like, and if you disliked, again, make sure. I already said all that extra junk, man. Anyways, just thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope this was a good one, a pretty simple OST review, but one that I wanted to do because I've been doing a lot of Jailbreak content on my channel, and I have even more coming, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I thank you, and thank you so much for watching today's video, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and that's it, man. Thank you. Peace. Oh my god, we're frick. That's it. I'm done.